We are kicking off today with a little pre-Mother's Day conversation about how you can make 2024 the year you finally cross six figures. For those of you who have been invited here, my name is Kavalin. I'm super excited to have you be here. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself as we go on for today. I see some familiar faces in the room. I see some names I know. I am so excited that you guys have taken out a little bit of time to be with your girl on a Saturday night, because this is a great conversation about what's maybe holding you back from crossing that six-figure mark, and more importantly, how we get you over that finish line. So as you're coming in the room with your pen and your paper, okay, ready to get started with making your plan. So do me a favor and release any distractions that you might have, close any extra tabs on your computer, silence your phone, tell the kids don't come knocking on your door, whatever you need to do so that you can be present for this conversation today. It is so important that you give yourself this time. If you don't know, I'm a God girl. I am a preacher's kid, but I am a God girl in my real life, and I don't play one on TV. I have a relationship with Jesus Christ, and I believe that I am divinely orchestrated, ordained to be able to do what I do here in the world, right? I think Sarah Jakes Roberts talks about how it's not about chasing your purpose, but understand that you're living with purpose. And each of us has a purpose to fulfill. When you allow yourself to stay stuck, you are not fulfilling what God has called you to do. And there are people right now today that are desperate for what you have, the product or the service that your business provides. They are desperate for that right now. So I want you to commit today that you are going to receive what you need to get where you need to go in your business. And that is no longer that would be nice. Ooh, I wish I could. No, it is a non-negotiable for you from this day forward. I want you to commit to that. Now, I told you what we're going to talk about today is we're going to be very crystal clear about setting our intention to have a plan to hit six figures in 2024. We are actually coming up on the halfway point. It seems like we just started with New Year's. This video is being recorded in May, and that means we're halfway through the year of 2024. So all those New Year's resolutions, all those people who started the year saying, this is going to be my year, if they haven't hit or haven't gotten into the groove, if things aren't really working the way that they want, they're starting to feel a little bit disenfranchised, right? A little discouraged, a little frustrated, a little flustered. But I want you to know that with the right plan, you have more than enough time to hit six figures and beyond, right? Even if you haven't made a single solitary dime towards that yet this year, you have more than enough time. What's important though is that you have a plan, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, here's what I want to do today. I want to make sure we talk about the fact that what we are getting ready to do is discuss money, but money is nothing but numbers, right? Because a lot of us, especially if you have a history of like trauma, especially if you have, struggle financially, you maybe either grew up in poverty or you hit a rocky patch. Maybe you, like me, had to file bankruptcy or whatever the case may be. If you hit some rocky financial periods, just talking about money can raise that blood pressure, can stress you out. And so you become even more resistant to change than you would be in any other circumstance because we're talking about money, okay? So I want you to take a breath. Couple cleansing breaths. And just know that even though we're talking about money, it's all math, right? And you know math. You've been doing it for a long time, right? You know 1 + 1 is what? 2, right? All day long, right? And 2 + 2 is what? Absolutely, all day long. 2 + 2 is going to be 4. Absolutely. So these are just numbers, right? Now we know that there's some energy behind the number, and when we start talking about money, there's emotions behind that. But I want you to just understand, when we're talking about a plan, we're just talking about making those numbers work for us. All right? And so we're going to start first and foremost by understanding that you don't get to six figures by accident. Okay? You do not get to six figures by accident. It does not happen, you just roll out of bed, oh, look, there's $100,000. That does not happen. You get to six figures and beyond by having a plan, right? By having a strategy. And it really is very, very simple. There's 1,000 different ways that you can get to six figures and beyond, and you just have to choose the one that works for you. So I'm going to start by talking about a plan that I am following. I'm going to give you guys some suggestions for what you can do. I'm going to open it up. If anybody has any feedback or questions, I will happily check the chat and make sure that we get your questions answered as well. And then I'm going to invite you to take a look at something that I think will really help you moving forward. So when we're talking about six figures, I'm using the number 100,000 because it's a nice round number. But for some of us, that's not our number. For some of us, we need 150,000. Some of us need 200,000. So whatever your number is, I want you to have that number at the top of your paper. I want you to pull out your calculator if you got one, or be prepared to do a little bit of math, okay? I got my calculator up because I like my calculator, but you can do however you want, okay? So I want you to put whatever your number is on your calculator. What you are doing is selling a product or a service to hit that number. And so for me, I have a variety of products and services that I can offer, right? So I could literally today go out and write a $100,000 proposal for a contracts for services, sell it to a business, and boom, my 100,000 is there. Quite frankly, I literally wrote one of those a month ago and it got accepted for 118,000. So it is possible, and people are still signing $100,000 contracts today in 2024. Everybody is not broke. Lots of people have plenty of money, okay? So that's one way to get there. For most of us, that's not going to be the case, right? For most of us, we're not going to walk into a $100,000 contract and then that's going to take care of it for us, right? For most of us, we're going to have to sell multiples of some things. So when you have a plan, you're looking at how many of those things is it going to take me to get to this 100,000. I'm going to use the one of the products that I recommend, which is a $500 product. It's a digital marketing course that is $500. I'm going to use that. So if I divide my $100,000, right, by that $500 price point of that course, I only need to sell 200. I only need to sell 200 in order to hit that number. Now, I'm going to take it one step further because I need to sell 200. I'm going to take it one step further. I'm going to say I've got all of June, I've got all of July, I've got all of August, I've got all of September, I've got all of October, I've got all of November. I don't necessarily want to count all of December because people can get a little funny with their money in December. But between the couple weeks in December where people might be buying and the couple weeks left in May, I'm going to say I have 6.5 months left. Okay. So I'm going to divide that 200 that I need to sell by 6.5 months. That brings us to 30. So if I sell one of these every day, I will hit my number. Now, how easy is that? How easy is that? So we would go, how can I make more money? How can I make more money? I need more money. I got to get a part-time job. I got to do this. No, you break it down. Now you're saying, okay, that sounds good, Kevin. I want to sell one a day. But here's the problem. I don't have a $500 product. Well, you decide what your product is. I'm going to give you an opportunity. I'm going to show you how you can get access to this $500 product so that it could be one of the things you sell. But maybe your number is $100, right? Maybe your number is $50. You're going to use your number, and that's going to tell you how many you need to sell. Now, once you know how many you need to sell, that's the first piece. And that's an important piece because you got a target, you got a goal. But how many of you know that the person who's going to buy from you might not be the first person who sees your product? It might take 10, it might take 100, it might take 1,000 people to actually hit the number of people who want to buy your product. You might have to get in front of 100 people a day to get one person to buy. You might need to get in front of 1,000 people a day to get one person to buy. You might need to get in front of 10,000 a day to get one person to buy. Now, I hope not, because that's getting a little tricky. But in order for you to get those numbers, that's where the strategy piece comes in. So let me ask you this question. Do you know who you want to buy your product? When we start to talk about strategy, that's what I mean. Who do you want to buy your product? Whatever your product or your service is that you're selling, there is a perfect customer for you. What's your perfect customer? Your perfect customer is the person who has the exact problem that your product solves. They either know that they have that problem, or they know that they have the symptoms of that problem. So I'll give you an example. So maybe they are, noticing some changes in their physical features. They're, carrying more weight around their middle. They're a little bit more moody, feel a little more scatterbrained, all these different things. They may not know that they're perimenopausal, but they know that they have all these symptoms, right? So they have the problem. They know that they have these symptoms or they have this problem. And here's the key, what makes them perfect for you. They want a solution. So when you have a perfect customer for your business, they want a solution. I want you today to stop trying to convince people that they have the problem that your product solves. I know I'm stepping on some toes today, but this is Saturday Night Live, so we stepping on some toes, okay? If you are spending all of your time trying to convince people that they have your problem, that's a long way. There's a long road between, oh, I have this problem. Oh, I want a solution for this problem. I'm willing to pay for a solution for this problem. So I would encourage you to focus your energy on the people who already know that they have that problem. So you ask yourself, how do I get in front of people who I know they have that problem? Well, that's a great question. And that's where the strategy piece comes in. It's critical when you start to look for how to get in front of people and attract them to you. It's critical that you understand as much as you can about that customer, what they like, what they don't like, what they're watching on TV, what they're wearing, what they're complaining about to their girlfriends over lunch, all of those things. And for some of you, part of what you're going to be needing to do is just do some research, right? To identify what it is, that, where they're hanging out and what they're talking about and what they care about and those types of things. But when you do that, you can position yourself to be right there in the middle of them. And that's what I want you to be able to do. I want you to position yourself to be right there in the middle of them so that they can see you and the solution to their problem. So what we've covered so far, okay, let's do a little review. We've covered that 1 + 1 is what? That's right, 2. We've covered that 2 + 2 is bet. It's 4 all day, every day. We know that we need to take the pressure and the stress and the negative emotions off of our conversations about money and just make it about math, just basic numbers. That's it. We've taken our target number and we've broken it down. You know exactly how many products you need to sell. And you have a roundabout idea of how many people you're going to need to be in front of. Now, for most people, you're going to be able, if you have a really great product and you have very clearly articulated that your product is a solution, for most people, you're going to probably convert somewhere between 5 and 20% of the people who are qualified that want to buy your product. Okay? So that means if you get in front of 100 qualified leads who have your problem, who know they have your problem, and who are willing to pay, okay? If you get in front of 100 of those people, you'll be lucky to convert 5. This is where it gets a little dicey because you don't know the people that you're getting in front of, whether or not they are qualified leads. So for most of us, we're doing a lot with our business on social media, okay? So we are talking to our Facebook friends, we got our Instagram followers, our TikTok followers, those kind of things. So we don't know how many of those people are actually qualified leads. So part of our work is getting in front of more qualified leads, making sure that they're qualified, right? So you want to make sure that you are talking about the problem that your clients have and the solution that you have clearly as often as possible. Now, raise your hand if you have posted on social media once or twice a day and say like, hey, I'm not getting no comments. Hey, I'm not getting no likes. And then you don't post for 3 more days. Go ahead, tell the truth. Tell the truth if that's you. You're going to have to understand that just because you posted once doesn't mean that people saw it. It doesn't mean that the people who saw it were qualified leads. So if you're using social media to grow your business, which I encourage you to use everything at your disposal, you're going to have to get comfortable with the fact that you're going to probably have to post more often. Now, does that mean you have to be online constantly? It does not. I personally use several scheduling tools so that when I, sit down to do my social media, that I don't have to be online constantly, right? I personally prefer to use tools other than my Facebook profile. If I'm being honest, I do try to be honest. If I'm being honest, right? I don't know that I've made a whole bunch of money off of my 5,000 Facebook friends. That's not to say that it's not valuable. That's not to say that I, don't value these people as individuals. I'm just telling you, I can't say that I've made millions of dollars off of my Facebook profile. I'm not going to tell you that other people are not. I'm just going to say that has not been my experience. Okay. Let me tell you where I do make money from. I make money from my email list all day, every day. And here's the difference between my Facebook profile and my email list. Right? The difference is the people who are on my email list have made a conscious decision to say, I have this problem. So they have qualified themselves by giving me their email address. They were willing to pay with access to their email to get something that I had to offer. So those people have proven to me that they do have at least some semblance of the problem that I solve, right? They're aware enough to say, yes, I need to be on your list. And they're willing to pay for it with their email address to begin with. And a percentage of those have also been willing to pay for other things as well. That is key. Okay, so if the people that you happen to be connected to on Facebook are not buying your product, that doesn't mean you don't have a good product. If they're not booking your service, that doesn't mean you don't have a good service. It just means that they are not the right person. There are nearly 8 billion people in this world. Your 5,000 Facebook friends aren't even a fraction of a percentage of the global population. If you only need 200 or maybe 500 or even 1,000 people to buy your product or service out of the 8 billion that exist, your question is not how can you get those people who were on your Facebook list to buy from you, but your question is how can I get in front of the 1,000 people within that 8 billion that want to? Okay, so that is where we're going to talk about the strategy of digital marketing. Now, at its basic core, marketing is just simply putting your business in front of the people who could buy. That's it. Now, that could be in a print format. I'm looking at my desk right now, and there's a coupon that I pulled out of a magazine, right? So that magazine that comes to your house, it's got the coupons for the restaurants in it. That is a marketing tool, right? The commercial while you're watching TV, that commercial that comes on, that is a marketing tool. When you're scrolling through Facebook or TikTok or Instagram and it says sponsor post, that is a marketing tool. So you need to have access to marketing tools to get in front of your customers. My preference, the way that I suggest you do this, is that you get comfortable using the marketing tools that involve search. Okay, here's what I mean by this. And this is why you might be posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram, not making any money, frustrated because nobody's buying. Here's why. If I'm on Facebook, I don't go to Facebook because I want to search for something. I want you to think about yourself for a second. If you have a problem whether it be business related or family related or personal or whatever the situation may be. If you have a problem, are you going to Facebook to look for an answer? Are you going to search on Facebook for a solution? Probably not. If you go to Facebook, you might be going to Facebook to complain about it. I hope you're not doing that, but maybe you are, right? You might be going to Facebook to complain about it, but you're not going to Facebook to find a solution, right? You're probably not even going to Instagram to find a solution. When you're on Facebook or Instagram, you generally are scrolling because you're bored, because you're looking to be entertained, because you feel nosy, you want to see what's going on in somebody else's life. You're not searching for a solution, right? When you're searching for a solution, for most of us, the first place we go is Google. We go to our Internet Explorer, our, Google Chrome, and we start searching the internet for a solution. Now, in recent years, and I think to their credit, what a lot of us do now is we go to TikTok and we search TikTok to see who has put out some comments about that. I'm thinking like a few months back, I did my colonoscopy. And I distinctly remember going to TikTok and looking for a few days. I was seeing everybody's colonoscopy prep because I searched for colonoscopy prep. I wanted to see how other people were doing it, how other people were handling it. Whether or not my doctor was right for this, these pills that he gave me and were they going to work and what was going to be my experience, right? And so people search on TikTok, right? People will also search on YouTube. They will also search on Pinterest. So if you are not utilizing those platforms, you are literally cutting yourself off at the knees. So you want to start using the platforms that are going to be search friendly, because the people who have the problem that your product solves are going to be searching for the solution. Those of you who are on the live Zoom call are connected to me in one way, either because you have opted into my list or because somebody that who has opted into my list and shared this with you. But because I'm putting the recording out on YouTube, a lot of you will find this just because you happen to search for how to make more money with digital products or how to hit 6 figures with your digital products. So you'll find me just because you were looking for that. And you're a qualified lead because you have a problem, right? You don't have enough sales in your business. You know that you have that problem and you're actively looking for a solution. Maybe you're willing to pay for it, maybe you're not, right? But you are at least partially qualified for this because of that reason. And so if we spend our time on that, we can still go back and play on Facebook, but we want to make sure we're doing what we need for our business. So what I'm going to show you is a way for you to really get good with this, because I've used a few words you might not be familiar with yet. I talked about my email list. I talked about marketing. I talked about our customers, right? I've talked about how to put out content on these different search-friendly tools, right? And so that might not be something that you're really familiar with, right? I want to give you a sneak peek inside of that course so that you can see how you can learn all these things that I have been talking about today. If there's one thing I want you to get from tonight before you go back to whatever you're going to do for Mother's Day weekend and for the rest of your Saturday night, the one thing that I really want you to grasp, I want you to grasp that it is the skills that will pay your bills. You get paid every day to do something. You've got a job, or even if you're between jobs, you have been paid to do something in your life. And you were paid because you have skills that pay the bills, right? You may have paid to get those skills. You may have paid for your college degree. You might have paid to be a part of an apprenticeship. You might have paid for a variety of different things. You pay to get the knowledge and the skills, and you use that knowledge and skills to pay your bills. I would not dare suggest that you go back to college to get a degree in marketing, but I do want you to get the information that you need. So that's what I'm going to share with you right now. This is your introduction to the roadmap 3.0 to be exact. And it says 3.0 because this has been updated twice since its initial creation. We'll talk about why that's so powerful in a minute, but I want you to understand that the roadmap is a guide to establishing a solid foundation to your digital business, your online business. There's some practical steps in here that will apply to any business at all. But specifically, if you say, hey, I want to make money 24/7. I want to be able to make money even when I'm sitting on the sidelines of my kid's soccer game. I want to be able to make money even while I'm teaching in front of the classroom. I want to be bringing in extra money on the side, right? That is what having an online business will allow you to do. And so the roadmap is a course that was created by professional digital marketers and experts in the digital marketing space. And it gives you so much information to help you establish a great foundation for your business. Okay. We start here in the foundation, and you'll see here that there is a community. There is a module on just what is digital entrepreneurship, right? How to have your niche. That's really like how to find your perfect customer. What area are you gonna focus on for your product? And yes, you can do this with multiple products. Yes, you can do this multiple times, but I would encourage you to focus on one thing first, right? It's gonna talk about your business foundation, making sure that the business aligns with you. Remember, I told you that we're talking about math, and there's 1,000 different ways for you to get to your $100,000 by the end of the year. I want you to pick the one that's going to work for you. So those of you that are new to me, a little bit about me is I'm a single mom. I am a single mother of 4 children. I have 2 adult children and 2 teenagers at home. I also am a part-time caregiver for my mom, and I help my oldest daughter with my grandkids. So I am a quintessential busy soccer mom who happens to be single and also happens to be a grandma. I was a very young mom. I had my oldest daughter when I was 14. And so I started off kind of behind the 8 ball financially. I was struggling. I did finish high school. I did start at college and I ended up kind of doing some detours and what have you. So choosing a business that works for you and your vision and your current stage of life is critical. A lot of times we are getting our information when we're searching online and we're listening to the experts. We're listening to people who don't live our lives. One of the things that before I got to the roadmap, one of the things I kept saying is I am tired of listening to bro marketers who have an entire team and $10,000 tell me how many times I should be posting online. I'm tired of it. You have a camera crew who is following you everywhere you go, and you have 10 different interns working for you who are clipping that video up. Yes, you can put out 1,000 pieces of content to my 10. I wanted somebody who was going to see like, hey, I really want to be able to be at my kids' soccer games. I want to be able to, tell my daughter, hey, I can keep the kids while they're sick so that you can, don't have to miss work. I want to be able to do those things. And so I want a life that allows me to have that. And I want a business that allows me to have that in my life. Right. So tailoring your business to your vision, all of that is included in here. It's going to talk about branding. When you think about branding, that's what makes you stand out. Because newsflash, guys, people will buy from you because they know, like, and trust you. If they don't trust you, they're not going to buy it. So you want to make sure that you stand out as a brand, right? Then it talks about automation, right? So automation, this is what is going to allow you to get paid 24/7. This is my favorite part of my business. I put up a post, I think last week, because I was sitting at the dentist's office with my daughter. I was so tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the story. So my 14-year-old was like, Mom, my mouth hurts. And I was like, what? You just went to the dentist. You don't have any cavities. What's the problem? She's like, I don't know. It's just, it hurts. I think it's my wisdom teeth. And I was like, oh, let's look in there. So I look and I was like, oh, yep, that's what that is. So I called the dentist and she says, yeah, we need to see her so that we can get you the referral to the oral surgeon, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I was just in there. Can't you just write it? And I was super mad that I was going to have to take it, pick her up from school and take an after off or whatever to do that. Because one thing about me is I don't believe in wasting time. So, so I was frustrated by the fact that I had to take her in there. But while I'm sitting there waiting and she's getting her x-ray, they took an x-ray and then they gave us a referral. So while I'm sitting there, I had a sale come in for $129.90 or something like that. And I thought, that is so crazy because here I was throwing a whole fit about taking off work and I'm getting paid anyway. But that's because my business is automated. right? When you have digital products, you have the ability to automate your business. And so my business is automated. So I can make money even when I'm sitting at the dentist's office. I could make money while I'm sitting, if I was getting my own teeth cleaned, right? So if you want a business that pays you, even when you're not working it, that is automation, and that's included in this stage 2, right? So it talks about how to set up. Now they give you a couple of different tools that you can use. So StanStore is an option, System.io is an option. There's email marketing, which I 100% recommend. That is one of the ways that I make money consistently. And then they talk about how to incorporate those with your other tools. Okay. Then we get to this stage, and this is the piece that if nothing was included, but this would be worth the entire $500. Because so many of us right now are having a hard time getting likes, comments, shares, engagement, conversions. All of those things come into your traffic, right? So you've got to have a sales strategy to make sure that people not just see your content, but actually take action on it, right? And there is a way to create content that will allow you to actually make sure that people want to buy. It's a strategy, right? So you might say like, hey, well, what am I going to use? You can use TikTok. You can use Facebook, right? You can use Instagram. You can use YouTube. You can use Pinterest. You can use LinkedIn. Some people are still using blogging, right? If you want to make videos, but you're like, I don't know how, you can they teach you about CapCut, right? They also talk to you about affiliate marketing. And affiliate marketing is another little tool, whether you have affiliates for your products or you become affiliate for other products, but all of that is included in this process. Okay. Next is going to talk about your offer. So for those of you who are saying, I don't know what I want to sell yet. I don't know what my audience want. I know how to do a lot of things. I have a lot of skills. I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of experience, but I don't know what I want to sell yet. It will cover what is to put into an offer, right? So to go from idea to market ready. Then it's going to teach you about Canva. It's going to talk to you about a written digital product, a video-based digital product. It's going to talk about how to host your course, whether you want to do that on School or Kajabi. And it's making sure that you are ready to put your product out there, right? And then it's going to talk about, show you some different things as far as customer service, and how you can make sure that your customers are happy and maybe will come back and buy from you in the future. But here's this other piece that I want you to make sure you understand. When you purchase this course, you are also purchasing the rights to be able to sell this course. So when you purchase it for one price, one-time payment, or multiple payments if you want to get the payment plan, right? That one-time payment allows you to be able to then sell this exact same course and keep the profits for yourself. All of that is included, right? All of that is included with this one tool. So if you're saying to yourself, I don't have a strategy. I don't know where to start. I feel like I've tried everything. I've been, piecemealing together different ideas. I've, heard this person say this and I heard this person say that, and I tried this and I tried that. And you just want to go step by step by step. The roadmap is the way to go. So that's it. Your strategy is you're going to get clear about your numbers, right? You're going to focus on the exact number of customers that you need to have in your business. You're going to make sure that you're getting in front of enough customers so that you can have the ability to convert. And if you're looking for ways to get clear about what type of content to put out so that your customers will convert, I really suggest that you get your access to that roadmap as quickly as you possibly can. It is 100% possible for you to hit your six-figure mark in 2024. So now it is time. Your strategy is you're going to get clear about your numbers, right? You're going to focus on the exact number of customers that you need to have in your business. You're going to make sure that you're getting in front of enough customers so that you can have the ability to convert. And if you're looking for ways to get clear about what type of content to put out so that your customers will convert, I really suggest that you get your access to that roadmap as quickly as you possibly can. It is 100% possible for you to hit your six-figure mark in 2024. Now that you've seen the opportunity, you just got to take action. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the bonuses that I offer if you purchase the roadmap through me, because this is a course that you can purchase from multiple people. So there's multiple ways for you to purchase it. But if you purchase through me, you also get access to something that I call office hours mentoring. So once a week, generally right now it's currently on Thursdays, but once a week we all come together and you have an opportunity to get my eyes and ears on what you are using as you are applying the strategies to your business. So let's say you say, hey, I just feel like my content's not converting. Can you give me some feedback on what I'm doing? That's what I'm here for, right? And that is something that I include just as my thank you and my support of your business. It is not something that you ever have to pay for, okay? So if you are interested in getting the roadmap, that link is below. I am so excited for all of the people who are going to be hitting their financial targets, who are no longer worried about how they're gonna make it work, but know exactly what they're gonna do because they have a strategy and they have a plan and they're committed to working that plan. Today is a great day to make everyday payday, and I am so excited to see what you are able to do.